All right. So the next song that we have on the list today is going to be to check out Sleep Token, and the song is called Atlantic. I do not know a lot about Sleep Token. I've heard a lot of. I've read articles. I've seen people talk about them. I know enough about what is going on in the band, but I don't know any of the music. I'm not really the kind of guy that gets behind somebody that really thinks that he's like worshiping like the god of sleep and that he talks to him and that all of their concerts are sacrifices to that god and all that kinds of stuff. All that kind of stuff is a little too weird for me. I think it's a little extra personally. But if you're into that kind of stuff, then that's for you. You know what I'm saying? It's just not that the kind of shit for me. I'm all for artistic freedom and stuff, but sometimes things will go a little too far, and I don't know. The idea of like human sacrifices and all that kind of shit at your concert is kind of weird to me. But I'm probably off on what all that stuff was. I'm sure you guys will rip me apart, and I'm sure you guys will tell Vessel, and Vessel will put some sort of hex on me or whatever. And I'm sure I'll never be able to sleep again. But joke's on you guys. I already got sleeping problems, so there ain't nothing else that they can do to me. But I have heard that their music is pretty great. I've heard that their stuff is pretty magnificent, so I am very excited to check it out. I'm always going to give the art of music, the fair shot. But at the end of the day, it is what it is when it comes to like, worshiping the god of sleep or whatever the fuck they do. So it is what it is. And let's go ahead and just check out the song, see if it's any good. Very, very poetic and very, very beautiful, man. Like the lyrical content is already pretty high, and it really is setting a vibe and a mood. I really like the fact that like I can't see what they look like because like, again, the look kind of throws it off for me when I listen to like what they're doing here versus like what they look like. Like what they look like does not look like what they play. Does that make sense? Like I'm expecting way more hardcore sound, way more hardcore stuff than what they actually give him. And I think that's why also another big reason why they do have the buzz that they have is because they look so extreme, but their music doesn't sound that way. So, but yeah, like again, initially very poetic. His voice sounds really great. You can hear a lot of like the real emotion, the way that he sings this song for sure. So yeah, there's like a lot of like power behind what he's doing.
Mary in the morning, early, oh bitter father, it's easier to try not to eat. So flood me like Atlantic, bandage up the trenches, anything to get me to sleep. Just orbiting the vacuum I am. And they talk me through the damage, consequence, and how it's a pain they know they don't understand.
again, the very, very, very poetic, man. Like the way that he writes these stories, you could tell that it's coming from like that real place inside of him. Because yeah, again, I've said this a few times, and I'll say it a million more. Like you can't fake write about certain things, and that's kind of what I'm getting from this song. Is like again, I mentioned it earlier about how you can feel all the emotion and like in the way that he sings this song. You can feel all the lyrics the way he sings it too. Where this, you can tell this is his story, not some other story he's trying to tell. If that makes any sense. So, again, you're probably gonna kill me, and I get it. He's writing the God of Sleep story for him, and he's a vessel of that. I get it. But all I'm saying is, I like it. I like it. Just don't kill me. Don't kill me because I don't love the whole thing.
So flood me like Atlantic, weather me till nothing, wash away the blood on my hands. Don't you
Huh. Yeah, well, that was definitely not, I think, what I expected. And then again, I don't think I really know what I did expect at the same time. Um, the fact that this song was like, majority, like kind of like a piano, like just like kind of a slow piece, like this really like melodic and ballad, if you will, that just kind of turns into a little bit of energy with some guitars and some amplifying it, if you will, towards the end, just to kind of like put that little bow on the end of the story. I thought was really just really well done, really a really nice touch. I feel like there is very, very, very few artists that have ever like kind of created and go about the writing process. I think that probably this band probably kind of takes when it comes to writing their music, where there is no such thing as a genre, and I feel like that is a lot of times where a lot of the most creative artists are the ones that are really not bound by the idea of genre, if you will. When I see Sleep Token, when I see their logo, when I see what they look like, when I see what shows they're at, who they're playing with, all of those things, they all point in a direction. of what it's supposed to sound like and what the fan base is supposed to be. But I think that at the end of the day, what really is different about them is the fact that like I feel like they probably touch on a lot of fan bases, because just because they might go on a tour with Linkin Park, they don't sound a goddamn thing like Linkin Park or anything like that Linkin Park fans would probably want to listen to. But they probably do. And they probably like it. That's kind of the thing, is like, no matter which band they're getting kind of paired with, people are recognizing and seeing that like, oh, wow, it's not what I thought it was. And it actually sounds pretty damn good. Like, it's pretty moving. Like, so that's kind of like, I feel like everything that I have heard about Sleep Token and everything that I kind of like have pre-seen before and maybe pre-thought and all that kind of tied together again with this song, and kind of how I feel about this song in general, where it looks like one thing, but it sounds like another, despite really what it looks like. So again, guys, I like the song. Please don't kill me on the fact that, I'm just not into the whole, the thing that they got going on with all that.